What's up guys, this is Tech It Out, and today we're going to be finding out if the iPhone SE first generation is still usable in 2023. So let's get started. So released all the way back in 2016, originally with iOS 9, in my hand I have the iPhone SE first generation. Now what was really appealing about this phone at the time was that it was actually the same size as the iPhone 5 series. In my hand here is an iPhone SE, and now Apple no longer makes any iPhones in this size. The second generation iPhone SE is the same as the iPhone 8, 7, and 6 series, which is right here. So as you can see, there is a bit of a size difference. But anyway, this video's purpose is not to compare to other phones. It is to find out, is this phone still usable? So let's begin to do just that. Now this video is not going to be like my past is it still usable videos. Usually I test every app to see if it still works, and I also do a series of web browser and app compatibility tests. Instead, today I will be looking more so at how hard it is for me to use an iPhone with a smaller screen after being so accustomed to the newer iPhone screen sizes such as the iPhone 13. If you stick around to the end of the video, I will prove to you that it's still perfectly compatible with most apps. One really cool feature that the iPhone SE has that actually a lot of newer phones don't have is Touch ID. So I'm going to set up Touch ID and then I will show you how it works. Alright, so we have Touch ID set up. Now I'm going to actually just start with my thumb, which is what I just scanned in, and bam, we're in. Let's try the wrong finger. Alright. Bam, password works too. Let's try it one more time for my screen off. It's pretty quick, I'd say, and I actually really do miss the Touch ID. I really like Face ID, but Touch ID was just so convenient. I loved it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to test is actually messages, not from a functionality standpoint, but just from a how hard is it to text on this small phone screen. So I'm just going to text my iPad right here. I know it says my iPhone in the contacts, which is kind of trippy. But if I hit it right here, as you can see, we have the message up on my iPad. As you can see, it is correcting my text quite a bit, just because you can tell that I'm used to a much bigger keyboard. As you can see, the text came through one more time. Just wanted to show you that it actually does work. So you definitely can text on this phone. It's definitely not as comfortable as the bigger phone, at least if that's what you're used to, but it's certainly possible to text on the iPhone SE. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to test is the FaceTime app. As you can see, it is actually working quite well. You can see everything just fine here. If I turn my camera around on my iPad, can see everything just fine. It is a smaller screen, but at least it works correctly. So I would say that FaceTime is definitely usable on the iPhone SE. Okay, so I know I promised not to compare to other phones the whole time, but here's the iPhone 7 just to see a size comparison here. It is a good bit smaller, and it actually fits inside my iPhone 13 screen. The entire phone does. Just wanted to clarify that before we move on to the next thing, which is Instagram. Just wanted to show you what it looks like to use Instagram on such a small screen. Man, that is a really small picture. These are just some Apple memes, it looks like. There's Unbox Therapy. I haven't watched him in forever. But as you can see, I mean, Instagram is still definitely usable, but it will be nothing compared to scrolling social media on your new iPhones with the 6.7-inch displays compared to this 4-inch display. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to test is the camera, but one thing you need to know is that it does have the same sensor that the iPhone 6s had. The rear camera is a 9 megapixel camera capable of recording 1080p at 60 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second, and 720p at 240 frames per second for slow-mo. Now we're going to jump into the camera app, and I'm going to take some photos and videos for you guys to see. So we're just going to hit this camera app. As you can see, I have the iPhone 5s here. Just going to take some pictures here. There's a live photo. Take some without live. Alright, now let's take a video. Now of course I don't have my tripod, but I'll try to make like a nice B-roll shot here and just see what it looks like. Alright, now I'll give you guys some time to see the photos and videos that I just took right now. Okay, so one thing I always wanted to try on this phone was gaming. Alright, let's just create a new world here. Okay, so we're in the game. Let's see, it seems to play pretty well, actually. Man, these are like the old controls. It's been forever since I've played on something with this screen size. I used to play on my iPod Touch 6 all the time. I wore that thing out. I still have it. Let me know if you want to see a video on my iPod Touch 6th generation. Alright. So as far as the graphics go, it seems to be working pretty well. Kind of running into stuff here. There's maybe just a touch of delay between me actually moving my thumb and it moving, but as far as the frame rate goes, it seems to be doing just fine. Phone isn't really getting too hot either. That is one thing that games will do to your phone, is it will heat up very, very hot. Pretty fast too. But we're also not really playing multiplayer or anything like that. But I just wanted to give you kind of a glimpse of what it looked like to game with this screen size. Okay, so now on to the last thing that I will test. At the beginning of the video, I said that if you stuck around to the end, I will be testing some web and app compatibility. So one thing I didn't mention before though is that this iPhone is not fully up to date. It is actually running iOS 10.2 as you can see there, but the iPhone SE is compatible with all the way up to iOS 15. I just did not update this iPhone before the video because I actually like the classic look of iOS 10, but here I have a phone running iOS 15, and what I'm going to do is just download a few apps just to show you that iOS 15, which again the iPhone SE is compatible with, can still download the latest apps and games. So first we're just going to start with a few main video games here like Minecraft, which we just played. Okay, so I had to sign in real quick, but here we go, downloading Minecraft now. Just to show you that it will let us download the latest version. Alright, let's just go ahead and download some social media like Instagram. This phone has absolutely nothing on it right now. Alright. Latest version once again. Okay, and as you can see, all of them are downloading with no problem, because iOS 15 is still fully compatible with apps on the App Store. Alright, so these apps finished. This is really just a demonstration to show that iOS 15 is still usable. So as you can see, the same post that we saw on the iPhone SE is right here. We also have our Reels tab. Again, like I said, iOS 15 fully compatible with everything. Now the iPhone SE might be just a touch slower than this iPhone will be, because this iPhone is one generation newer, but really it shouldn't be any difference hardly at all. As you can see, and we tested Minecraft already on the other phone on iOS 10, and we also have Snapchat, which I will not be logging into, but as you can see, it does indeed load. So now let's go ahead and do a quick web browsing compatibility test and just see how Apple loads real quick. As you can see, it loads perfectly fine. Not glitched out or anything like that, and YouTube loads just fine as well. So you will not have a problem running iOS 15 on the iPhone SE. Okay, so final consensus. Is the iPhone SE still usable in 2023? It is absolutely still usable in 2023, as it can still update to iOS 15. The camera is pretty good, battery life is very good, and you can still do all the things that you would really want to do on a newer phone, except for maybe like Face ID. But this iPhone does have Touch ID, which is a really nice feature to have. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, as well as leave a comment if you have any comments or questions. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down in the comments as well. Anyways, catch you in the next video. Peace.